Okay, we are live. So it's Dan Bidondi for TruthRadioShow.com. And I just want to elaborate on what happened last Monday night, and it's all over the news and media if you want to know what happened about Hulk Hogan. What's the big deal about this? Hulk Hogan getting booed on the debut of Netflix on Monday Night Raw. So WWE decided to go from USA Network to Netflix, and they had the debut show, Monday Night Raw, on Netflix. So during the course of the show, they had a lot of superstars come out and all this stuff, right? So they had a big spectacular. It was a pretty awesome show. But it was in Los Angeles, California. So what happened was, when Hulk Hogan came out, people started booing him. And half the arena was booing him, flipping him off and everything. And there's a lot of controversy behind it. So I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, why it happened. Now, so for some reason, people started resurfacing stuff that happened years ago. About 8 years ago, Hulk Hogan, he was just down in his life. You know what I mean? He lost his family, his wife, and everything else. It just totally upset, right? And so his daughter was dating a black guy, which he was cool with, you know. And one day out of anger, he called him the N-word, you know what I mean? And so somebody recorded it. It went viral. And, of course, he got labeled as a racist, you know what I mean? And, you know, Hulk Hogan's always been friends with black people, you know what I mean? So he's not racist. He was just calling that particular guy that word, whatever the case. But anyway, he regretted it. He apologized a million times over for that, big time. For, 8 years he's been apologizing to people, right? So it seemed to blow over. So when Hulk Hogan started coming back around in the business, the wrestling business, there was never an issue. You know what I mean? And he's been in LA before in other arenas, WWE and all that. Nobody's booed him. You know what I mean? So what's going on? You know, and people say, oh, it's because he's a racist. He's not a racist. And, you know, he a million times over apologized. So I'm going to tell you what really happened now. Now, because he supported Donald Trump, and it's Los Angeles of all places, right? Liberal Central, Communist Central, right? So, and you know, I'm not disrespecting people in the fight. It's nothing to do with that. I'm just saying these people don't like Trump. They hate Trump with a passion, right? And they love Kamala Harris and all that. So why they do this? Why they boo mainly Hulk Hogan? Because he advocated for Trump. He went to the Republican National Convention, and went to bats for Trump, campaigned for Trump, was all over the national television, advertising for Trump. We got the Trump Mania shirts and all that stuff, right? So he voiced out for Donald Trump, President Trump, I should say, right? So that's what that was about. It wasn't about a racist remark he made 8 years ago that he repented for, and I'm going to tell you about that too. And I'm going to tell the people who think he's still a racist that you need to get over yourself, seriously. The man has repented over and over and over and over. For 8 years, he's completely sorry he said that. And he said it out of anger, and he proved himself over again. So then on top of it, he became a Christian over a year ago, an actual reborn-again Christian. I personally talked to him, man, and we talked about his salvation. And it was great, and I'm so happy that you're a brother in the Lord, you know. He goes, are you a Christian? I'm like, absolutely, I believe in Jesus, I love him. And he goes, that makes us brothers in the Lord, and he gave me a hug, you know what I mean? So this is a guy I grew up watching on TV. He inspired me to be a wrestler, you know what I mean? So I was so happy. At 70 years old, he became a born-again Christian, and I was excited. You know what I mean? This guy I grew up watching and just wanted to be a wrestler like him, you know what I mean? So, and it was the happiest thing I ever seen him become a born-again Christian, you know what I mean? And the look in this guy is 100% sincere. So when you're now going to explain what this has to do with anything. So when you become a Christian, right, you repent to Jesus Christ. Of all the bad things you've done, you repent. Jesus what? Forgives them. He says those sins and everything you've done are cast as far from the east as from the west, are forgotten about, right? So here's the other thing, too, for you people out there who are still criticizing Hulk Hogan for something he said years ago that he's sorry for, right? Jesus says this: if you do not forgive a man for their trespasses, guess what? The Father's not going to forgive you. So it doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not, whatever. If you don't forgive somebody of their trespasses against you, he is not going to forgive you. But when he became a Christian, all those sins and everything were absolved. So why are they bringing this back up again? They're resurfacing it as if he said it yesterday. So that's what all the controversies are on Monday Night Raw, that booed the heck out of him. And again, he's been back in the wrestling business for a while, all right? And he didn't get booed like that anywhere else, because he went to bats with Donald Trump. Now, some will argue, oh, hold on, Dan, because I'm in the wrestling business myself. I've been in the wrestling business 30 years as of last May, 30 years in the wrestling business, going on 31. All right, I've been in the media business for 20-plus years. I've been in politics since I was a little kid. I worked almost every kind of campaign, from governors to congressmen, you name it, right? So I know the business, okay, all the business here very well, right? So nobody's going to tell me this was not political. Not at all. And, this really ticks me off. It really does. So they're going to crucify this man for something he said 8 years ago, and it's nothing to do with that. That's the thing. It's nothing to do with that. It's because he went to bat for Donald Trump. Now, people argue, oh, Dan, well, that's not true because they didn't boo The Undertaker. They didn't boo Triple H, right? Triple H and Undertaker voted for Trump. And Undertaker had him in his podcast, right? But here's the thing. How many people knew that Undertaker had a podcast? Not many know that. And Undertaker and Triple H, they didn't go to rallies for Donald Trump. They weren't at the Republican National Convention. They weren't all over the television advertising for Donald Trump. No. So that's why they didn't boo them. Because of Hulk Hogan being such a public spotlight, coming out to bats for President Trump, that's why they attacked him. That's exactly why. It's no other reason why. It's nothing to do with the racism stuff, because he's not racist. Nothing to do with any of that. It's a political stunt by these liberal elites. That's what it is. Because they know he's very effective. When he came out, it was great, man. He ripped his shirt off and everything at the Republican National Convention. He was just ticked off that they tried to kill Trump, you know what I mean? And him and Trump have been friends since God knows when. And back in WrestleMania 4 and 5, we're going on WrestleMania 41, by the way. Back in WrestleMania 4 and 5, Donald Trump hosted WrestleMania at Trump Plaza. He's been friends with Hulk Hogan, Vince McMahon for decades, right? And now it's a problem, you know what I mean? So, and President Trump, right, again, he had Hulk Hogan out of these rallies, the RNC and all that, advertising and campaigning for President Trump. So that's what that was about. It wasn't about racism stuff, nothing like that. It was a political thing, a political attack against Hulk Hogan because of Donald Trump. You know what I mean? And the man has a right to vote for who he wants. You know what I mean? If he voted for Kamala, it's his right to do that. You know what I mean? But the thing is, with these far-left people, I'm an independent. With these far-left people, it's a double standard. If you don't agree with them 100%, you could agree with them 99.9%, that 0.01% you don't agree with, you're going to be called a racist, a bigot, and every other name in the book they could throw at you. They'll gaslight you, they'll do everything. This is how evil these people are, right? So that's why these liberal freaks in Los Angeles, they're like, boo, and flipping Hulk Hogan off. Because he went to bats for President Trump. That's all that was about. And again, I've been a professional wrestler going on 31 years. I've been in the media industry, right, literally for 20 years. I've been in politics since I was a kid, no joke. I remember 8 years old, I was walking campaign trails with my parents. You know what I mean? So I know the business. I know how it runs the politics and the media and the wrestling business. And nobody's going to tell me anything, okay, that this was just about racism stuff. No. Again, if you just joined us here, 8 years ago, he was just upset. His wife left him. His kids were just going, at the time, things were bad for him, That was after his reality show, and his whole family fell apart. He even contemplated taking his own life. He was at one point down in his life, and he wanted to commit suicide. After he made that comment calling his daughter's boyfriend the N-word, and he was sorry about it. He almost took his life doing it, you know what I mean? So over the years, he's many times over the man apologized. And almost every black person I know loves Hulk Hogan. They love him. So what's the problem? It's nothing to do with black and white or whatever the case. This is the left attacking Hulk Hogan. That's what it is. Because he was very effective. When he go on TV, he inspired so many people to go vote for Donald Trump. That's what the problem was. Other than that, it was never an issue. He's been in Los Angeles before, a couple of years ago. He never got booed like that. But out of nowhere, and again, I have friends in the wrestling business too, they're liberals. Oh, well, that's not true because they would have booed Undertaker, they would have booed Triple H because they support Trump. But again, mention this again, Triple H and Undertaker didn't go to the Republican National Convention. They didn't have their faces all over national television advocating for Trump. They stayed silent. And again, Undertaker has a podcast. Nobody knows that. He's still building the podcast up. Half the people out there, the wrestling fans, don't even know he has a podcast. So it had nothing to do with racism. It was all an attack, a political attack against Hulk Hogan to get back at Donald Trump. That's exactly what that was about. And bad news for you people out there like that, because the WWE is now, they have a deal with Hulk Hogan to advertise his Real American beer. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and the thing is, Nobody cares what the liberals say no more. I mean, you got Dana White with the UFC, Triple H with WWE. Nobody gives a crap what the far left say no more. We're not intimidated by you. We're not intimidated by getting gaslighted. We're not worried about you people trying to cancel us or anything like that. The woke era is over. And again, I'm independent. I'm not Republican, all right? But the woke era is over. People are sick of it. Even Democrats, some real good Democrats, they're sick of the woke crap. So all you crybabies in Los Angeles Arena, oh, Hogan, yeah, guess what? Too bad. Get over yourselves. The man apologized a million times over, repented to Jesus Christ, came to the cross. He's a new creature now. And so what? He supported Donald Trump. So freaking what? Is that a crime? But you would have said nothing if he supported Kamala, right? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, these people need to get a life, seriously. Anybody out there, I don't care if you're one of my fellow wrestlers, I don't care who you are. If you got a problem with that, get a life. It's none of your business. He had every right in the world to go out to bat for his friend, Donald Trump. I would too. I mean, I voted for Trump. You got a problem with it? Too bad. You know what I mean? And, I'm independent. I really don't trust Republicans or Democrats, but I voted for Trump, especially over that witch Kamala. You know what I mean? That's a given. You know what I mean? But still, it's nothing to do with any of that. Some people in this country, right, we have a right to vote for who you want. Now, however, I got friends and family who voted for Kamala Harris, right? I don't like it. I told them, no, I don't support that, but, I do support your right to vote for them. I'm not going to bash you for that. But the left can't do that. And I noticed that, again, I'm always been in the middle. The left has a big problem, the far left. They don't want to hear nothing. They don't agree with them. Now, a lot of Republicans, some Republicans do the same thing, don't get me wrong, right? But most of them don't. They respect your right. So if you go to a Republican rally, right, you're a lefty, you're not going to get attacked. You might get yelled at a little bit, but you're not going to get beat up. Yeah, if you're a Republican, go to a left rally, yeah, you're going to get spit on, you're going to get kicked. And even there's independent. And when I used to go be a reporter, as independent, I'm like, hey, I'm not biased, right? Even that, they still attack you for it. That's how vicious these people are. The progressive far left, the communists. And that's exactly who these people were in Los Angeles, California, screaming and yelling and flipping Hulk Hogan off. That's exactly what it was about. So, and again, I'm not going to say it and try to defend Trump or anything like that. What you guys feel about him, it's your right to feel about him. If you voted for Kamala, that's your right to do that. Plain and simple. So I just wanted to come on here and get this information out because I'm just sick of it, man. And people need to get over themselves, seriously. And they really do. And they're sitting there bashing the man. You know what I mean? The man's 71 years old, just getting his life back together again. You know what I mean? And comes to the cross, legitly. And it's not a PR stunt. Legitly came to the cross. And when I talked to the man, I stood right in front of him. You know what I mean? I spoke to the man. He gave me a hug and everything. You know what I mean? He called me a true brother in the Lord. You know what I mean? And that, everybody's there to see Hulk Hogan, the character. I'm there praising him and saying, hey, listen, great job. I'm so happy you came to the cross. You know what I mean? And he looked at me again. He says, you believe? I'm like, absolutely. And you believe in Jesus Christ? I'm like, yes. And he goes, well, you're a brother in the Lord with me. You know what I mean? He gave me a hug. You know what I mean? That was awesome. So the guy is very genuine. If you ever meet him in person, he's very genuine. And you never get that with celebrities. You don't. Especially at somebody's head caliber like Hulk Hogan. You never get that with people. They're cocky and all that. Now Hulk Hogan, very genuine, down-to-earth person. He'll talk to anybody. You know what I mean? And very polite to people and everything else. Very good man. You know what I mean? And I could go to bat for him to say that, And he is a true Christian. Absolutely is. And so what? He's got beer. You know what I mean? Some people, he sells beer. So what? You know what I mean? I drink a beer here and there. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't get drunk off it. That's, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And this is America. The United States of America. You have a right to vote for who you want without persecution. And the thing is, the far left will say, we're the ones who hate on them. No, they're the ones who hate on you. If you don't go, again, if you go 99% their way, that 1%, 0.01%, they will crucify you for that. You know what I mean? That's where they are. They're very evil people, the far left. You know what I mean? And then the Democrats, guys, there's great Democrats out there. I'm not bashing the Democrats altogether. I'm bashing the far left. And the far right ain't too, much better either. You know what I mean? So that's where I stand on that. So, good morning, guys. I just woke up, and and I just got out of the gym, so I'm going to scrub here. I'm in Warwick, big info warrior. Hey, where in Warwick are you? Actually, I'm in Warwick, too, right now. So, I'm on Bald Hill Road, so in Warwick, Rhode Island. I just got out of the gym, And yeah, good day today at the gym. I feel pumped up and all that. So I just got out of work, then went to the gym, and I'm like, So what's up, Dustin in Texas? And Texas Haas, so what's up? And what's up, Sister Kathy? New creature in Jesus Christ, that's right. Yeah. Maybe the reason they are bashing Hulk so because they see love and the fruit for real. And that's another one too. Yeah. You got to point on that. That's another reason why they're bashing him because when Hulk Hogan came out, right? You see in the picture, the thumbnail, right? He came out with his manager Jimmy Hart's best friend, right? They come out waving the American flag. Holding the American flag up to these communist guys is like holding a cross to a vampire. You know what I mean? And the movie world. You know what I mean? But yeah, he comes out with the cross, all American beer, like the Americana, right? And people in Los Angeles, they hate that. They love the communism. They love baby killers like Kamala Harris and all that. They love all that kind of stuff, right? So when they see a real American come out, a red-blooded American who loves his country, sports our flag and everything else, yeah, and they hate that with a passion. And on top of it, to put the cherry on the top of the cake, because he went to bats with Donald Trump, he spoke at the Republican National Convention, and what amazing! Go watch the speech; it's amazing. Regardless if you like Trump or not, that speech was awesome. It really was. He's like tearing his shirt off because he was just ripped that they try to kill Trump. And again, Trump was he is a good friend of Hogan for decades. What I mean? So regardless how you feel about Trump, whatever the case, I'm not going to argue with anybody about that today. It's your right to like him or not. You know what I mean? That's what the United States is. But again, the far left don't see it that way. You agree with them 100%, or you are going to be crucified. You're going to be canceled. They're going to do everything they can to gaslight you and all that. But too bad. The woke era is over. Nobody cares about it no more. I don't know how many times people try to cancel me or gaslight me, whatever. Go for it. Go for it. You got nothing. And I'm not intimidated or afraid of that. You know what I mean? And I'm just a person. You know what I mean? Like, we do talk shows and wrestle and all that. But I'm nobody special. I'm not no celebrity or anything like that. But you're sitting there bashing a 71-year-old man who's just trying to get his life together, and so what? He supports Donald Trump. Whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? You people out there in California, you need to get a life, seriously. And this is not disrespecting to anybody in the fire. And all these innocent people in that fire in California, guys, I pray for them and their families and all that, and I pray they get to safety. But, I'm just sticking to the wrestling thing Monday night, and it's a shameful. It really is, because without Hulk Hogan, you wouldn't have professional wrestling today. He's the one to put it on the map worldwide. Hands down. The character Hulk Hogan. So you might not like Terry himself, right, who he is, which he's a great guy, And again, he's repented a million times over for that racist remark. And I want to ask all these people out there, everybody that thinks he's a racist, right? Tell me you never, in your whole lifetime, you have never made a racist remark. Everybody watching here, myself, everybody here, at one time or another, has made tons of racist remarks. And being in the wrestling business, we do it all the time, but it's fun. Nobody took offense to it. I used to wrestle out in New Bedford, right? That's where I started. And Yankee Pro Wrestling, and we used to make fun of the Portuguese, you know what I mean? And so, they never took it serious. They were like, "Oh, you guys are racist." No, it was all good fun. They called me white cracker. Sometimes it depends what the leagues I went to. It was just all good fun. And my friend Don, right, he's Puerto Rican. So he used to come to the show, Don Vega, right? When he comes to the locker room, it was like, "Oh, hide your hubcaps" or something, you know what I mean? Because Puerto Ricans, they're friends who, try to stereotype them. But it was a joke. That's how it is in the wrestling business. You know what I mean? Everybody bashes each other for fun. That's the way it is. Nobody takes it serious. And it's always been like that, not just wrestling, everywhere else. So, how many times you watch the late night show back in the 80s and 90s? They're bashing every race there is. Nobody took offense to it. It was funny, They're bashing every religion. Nobody, burned houses down or whatever. Nothing like that happened. But somehow in the 2000s, people started getting offended. That's what the Bible says, too, by the way. In these end times, people will be offended. And look what's going on now. And they're bringing something up. 8 years ago that happened. He said it out of anger. So what? And he wasn't calling every black person that name. Just that specific one. Because he was just angry, And how many, we could look at Lauryn Hill. The Fugees, right? The singer of the Fugees. How many times has this woman come out trashing white people? I don't want white people buying my albums, blah, blah, blah. All these racist remarks, right? It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, but whatever. But nobody said nothing. She's never said she was sorry about that. How many years is it later? 20 years later, and nobody said nothing? But yeah, let's resurface something that happened 8 years ago, Hulk Hogan, that he apologized a million times just to go out there because he supported Donald Trump. That's what it's about. That's only what it's about. Then when you look at Trump, right? When Trump, before he ran for president, all the Democrats loved him. The Republicans, everybody loved him. Then when he ran for president, because he ran on a Republican ticket, all of a sudden he becomes the enemy of the Democrats. You know what I mean? And again, you can have your opinion about Trump. You're entitled to that, your opinion. I support your right. If you like the guy, hate the guy, whatever, I support your right to like him or hate him. And I'm not, trying to convince anybody to like him, whatever the case. I voted for the man twice, all right? 3 times, actually. Because he was a better choice. And I do like a lot of his policies, but some of them I do question. And when he did some certain things, I held his feet to the fire on my radio show. Anybody who's been following for me years, in my news show, you all seen that. I held his feet to the fire big time. You know what I mean? So all we could do is pray for the man. He's in office now. We all need to get over it, seriously. All we could do is pray for the man and pray that he does good things. Now, look at his administration. He is surrounded by a lot of good Christians now. Now, his last administration, he had Paula White, Michael Flynn. These are New Agers, right? Bad people. And so now he's surrounded by real Christians now. And so hope and pray, and I'm not talking about Elon Musk, but hope and pray that they inspire him in the good way and the Lord inspires him in the good way. And I have seen him in his rallies, guys. He is literally praising Jesus Christ. Out of his mouth, praising Jesus Christ. He was advertising Lee Greenwood's Bible, the King James Bible, speaking of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And the gospel, the King James gospel that every American should have and all that. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Because I've never seen the president do that in my lifetime. Ever seen the president praise Jesus Christ. But again, we always need to keep our guard up. Even if you do like Donald Trump, you always need to keep your guard up because the Lord says to trust no man, put your full trust in the Lord. And that's why it doesn't matter, even if Biden's still president now, we still need to pray for him, that he does do good things. You know what I mean? Because if you look at biblical scripture, the Lord has used leaders, kings, to do certain things according to God's will, regardless if they were good or bad. You know what I mean? So that's what you need to look at, because now we got a thing, called president. Regardless, we know a lot of stuff I can't say it on YouTube, but you get the hint, right? So we know what goes on in the politics, right? So, and again, I've been around it since I was a kid, so I know exactly the inside and out of the Democrat and Republican Party easily, and also the Libertarian Party. So. That's why I stayed independent. You know what I mean? And but there are a lot of good people in the Democratic Party. There are a lot of good people in the Republican Party, and there's literally good versus evil in the government, guys. And you all know me. I'm not too fond of government, whatever the case. But there are real good people in top levels of government that are fighting against bad people in top levels of government. There's evil and good going at it in our government levels. You know what I mean? So you need to take that into account. You know what I mean? Then you get to the agencies. The alphabet agencies, we know the FBI is corrupt, the CIA, the NSA at the top, very corrupt, evil as they come. But there are good people in those agencies as well trying to fight for the good things. You know what I mean? So God does use people in these things, in these institutions, political groups and agencies to do good things, to try to keep evil back while it's time. You know what I mean? Because we all know the scriptures, we know the prophecy. When Satan has control of this world, when Michael the Archangel, the restrainer, is gone, Satan is given full control of this world. But until then, he uses the restrainer to keep him at bay, uses people like us to constantly fight, to wake people up, to hold evil back. And yes, Jesus Christ is the only one who's going to defeat the New World Order. He's the only one who's going to drain the swamp, if you want to call it that way. He's the only one that's going to destroy the entire New World Order. Nobody else. You know what I mean? So I could go on a rabbit hole with this stuff all day here. So maybe the reason they are best. Comments here. Fourth thing is pray for God's will to be done. Exactly. Humbly ask that. He includes a lot of justice real soon. Amen to that. And you're seeing that going on now. A lot of justice. And go woke, go broke. Exactly. This message held for review. I don't know why it does that. Love them, hate them. Trump, Hogan, Cowboys. Show. I don't know why it hid the comment. And DJS, what's up, brother? Millions of men throughout time have made racist remarks. So many of you have repented and apologized for it. God bless Hulk Hogan. Yeah, and I'm telling you guys, and you all know me, man. I'm independent, all that stuff, and I'm faithful as it comes. And I'm telling you, Hulk Hogan is genuine as it comes. Like, he is devout, man, I tell you. And you can see it right in his eyes, man. And shalom, brother. And good morning, Big Dan. Good morning, Ken. And shalom, Texas House. Janice, good morning. And Four Fingers, make nut houses full again. Yeah. The Lord installs kings and tears them down, actually. Exactly. And good morning, DJ. So tonight, guys, we got Jillian Stone coming on, 9 p.m. Eastern. And what's the title of the show? It's Catholic Desecration of Mary. That's what the title is. So how the Catholic Church literally desecrates Mary. You know, it's sad. It really is. You know, the mother of Jesus, the Blessed Mother, they literally desecrate her, elevate her to something she's not. You know what I mean? And it's discussed what the Catholic Church does. But Jillian Stone, she's going to be leading the show tonight, and I'm going to just be there to make comments, whatever. But she's got an amazing slide presentation for you all tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live. So what's up, Cookie Lady? And Wilford, what's going on, guys? And yeah, thank God it is Friday. So I just got out of the gym. I got to stop at the store. I'm going to drive now, stay on the thing with you here since we're live. So I just got to do that, then go home and all that stuff. So good day at the gym today. So it just got me fired up, and I just wanted to come out here and address. I should have done it Tuesday, but yeah, that's the only reason why Hulk Hogan got booed for. It's all over the media. If you type in Hulk Hogan on Google, hit the news, you'll see all the articles. Then you see all these pundits and all these talk heads with their opinions and everything else, and most of them are bashing. They're all lefties. They're all bashing Hulk Hogan. Yeah, it's totally ridiculous because he was at the Trump rally. And again, if you just joined us, because I had some friends so, well, they didn't bash Triple H and Undertaker. They support Trump, but Triple H and Undertaker, they didn't go to the Iron State, the Republican National Convention. They didn't go over national TV advertise for Trump. Hulk Hogan did. So that's what it's all about. That's the only thing about. And people just need to get over themselves. And I got friends in the wrestling business. Oh, Hulk Hogan's racist. No, he is not. You don't know the man. Shut up. Seriously. And I'm talking to the people that I know. You know what I mean? You don't know the man, so shut up. You know, it's like, it's just ridiculous. And everybody wants to go with the woke crowd and all that. There's no room at all for the woke. Plain and simple. Especially in the wrestling business, man. Most of the people, they don't like that stuff. In the wrestling business, UFC and all that stuff, there's only very few people that are woke in the wrestling business. And yeah, but it's just ridiculous. And in the wrestling business, doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, everybody's the N-word, everybody's a white cracker, everybody's the S word for the Spanish people. Yeah, it's just the nature of the business. That's it. You know what I mean? And we all bash the heck out of each other, use every racist term against each other. It's just fun, you know. That's the way it is in the wrestling business, you know. And it's backstage when everybody's all buddy. We bust each other up, play pranks on each other. It's a good time, you know what I mean? And enjoying life, you know. And everybody in the wrestling business, and it's great too, because when you're in the wrestling business and in the locker room, there's no Democrats, no Republicans, no Muslims, no whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody's just brothers and sisters, and everybody needs to respect that. Now there are a handful of people in the wrestling business who don't do that. Yeah, if you're a righty or whatever or independent, and you're not a Democrat, they're gonna hate you. You know what I mean? But they'll try to be professional. You know what I mean? But it's just ridiculous. It really is. And but that's a good thing about sports, though. People bash sports, but we know it's a distraction too. The elite use it, but sports are a good thing. You know what I mean? And when you get like a football game, right? And don't let the TV ruin it for you. If you like football, it's great. And if you go to a live football game, they'll never show this on TV. Never. Go to an NFL live football game, right? You're sitting in the stands before the TV kicks on. Both teams get together. They all go in the middle of the field together, right? Everybody gets on their knees and prays to Jesus Christ. Everybody. Well, most of the teams, though. Most of each team. So you see both teams, before every game, the coaches too, they get in the middle of the field, they hold hands with each other, both teams, opposing teams, and pray to Jesus. You know what I mean? And then in the stands, like, if you go to the Patriots game, everybody in the stands, nobody's talking about, Trump or Biden, whatever. Everybody's voting for the Patriots or the other team. That's it. So that's why I love sports. You know what I mean? It just gets you, and it unlocks you from the BS for a while. You know what I mean? It takes you out of the fake reality that they're putting out, you know? So, yes, the elite, they'll hijack sports because they know sports do that, you know? So they'll try to ruin it for you guys. You know what I mean? So the stuff you see on TV is nothing like in the real world, guys. And again, I've been a professional athlete for 30 years, 31 years going on this summer. And I've been around the business a long time. You know what I mean? And it's a good thing. It's fun. You know what I mean? Go out and have a good time. Put on a good show. And, it's great to see the kids' eyes. You know what I mean? Especially, I do it mainly for the kids. It's so good. You come out, your music hits, you come out, give the kids a high five and all that, and get them something to cheer for. It's a good time, you know what I mean? Or if you play the bad guy, you go, try to scare the kids, Then the good guy gets over on them, and it's all good, you know what I mean? So, because I know a lot of people bash sports and all that, but no, it's not the sports. It's the people, the elite, who like to hijack these good things, because these things bring people together. Well, I remember the Patriots won the Super Bowl, right? And we went to the rally at FOJCRadio Stadium, and they were passing on the trophy. And nobody's fighting with each other. Everybody's celebrating. They got to touch the trophy. It was such a good time. Nobody's saying, Trump or Biden, nothing like that. You know what I mean? Everybody's just celebrating. And even our governor, Raimondo, right, at the time, nobody likes her. You know what I mean? She was Biden's secretary for something, whatever, commerce secretary. She was out there having a rally for the Patriots. You know what I mean? It was a good thing. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about politics that day. Everybody's just celebrating, a common cause. Our team won. You know what I mean? And that's what it was about. So I know a lot of people like to bash sports, but don't let the main, the elite ruin it for you. They're the ones who hijack it. But sports do bring people together. And I've been to Super Bowl parties and things like that, WrestleMania parties, and nobody's talking about politics or anything like that. Everybody's there to have fun, and it is fun. You know what I mean? But yes, in lifetime, you got to be serious as well. You need to be serious to know what's going on in your community and everything else, and especially have your nose in the Bible, knowing the scriptures, to study to show yourself approved. But there's nothing wrong with having a little fun with the family, bringing them out to a football game, have a good time with the family, unlock from the garbage in the world. Nothing wrong with that. We all need that. You know what I mean? And even the apostles rested for a while. They were busy, but they did rest, and so did Jesus on the Sabbath and all that. You know what I mean? So that's what it's about, man. Spend time with the family, go out and do something, have fun, and don't let the world get you down. Because when you let the world get you down, you take everything serious. You think you're depressed all the time, upset, because the elite got to you. They're the ones winning against you. You got to wake up in the morning every day. You got to wake up instead of waking up with your head down and like, oh man, here we go again. No, you need to wake up, get your head up, take a deep breath, and say, I'm going to kick the snot out of this day. Whenever the day comes, you tell the day, bring it now. Bring it out, because whatever you got to give me, I'm going to punch you right in the face. That's what you need, the attitude you need when you wake up in the morning. For whatever you have to bring it, because I'm going to be ready for it. And I'm going to come back harder. You know what I mean? So you need to take that day by the throat and just smash it. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. That's what us Christians, people of God, are supposed to do. No, we're not supposed to be despair, depression, anything, weakness or anything like that. We're supposed to be bold, brave, strong, positive. You know what I mean? And a year ago, I took a stroke, man, and I thought everything was over. You know what I mean? Then I started recovering. I caught the flu and then pneumonia, and I almost died twice. You know what I mean? So, and at that point, I seen a lot of people get those stages, and they just completely gave up on their life. Gave up on the athletic career and all that stuff, and all of a sudden they just get old, rot on the couch and rot away. Not me, man. I remember laying in the hospital bed. I'm like, I'm not going down like this. They prescribed me some medications. I end up throwing the darn things away. I say, I'm not going down like this. You know what I mean? I'm going to get up. I'm going to crawl into that gym if I have to. I'm going to fight. I'm going to get back in the ring. I'm going to fight. I don't care what's going on, what the symptoms are going on, because I had after symptoms of the stroke and everything, numbness and everything else. But it's like, what? Every day I drag my butt to the gym to get better, to get stronger, to get faster, all that stuff. I didn't give up. And a lot of times I felt like I was having another stroke, but it's like, I'd rather die doing this on you from the enemy. So you need to get up and seize the day. Get it when you wake up and it's like, I don't care. I got back pains. I got this pain. So what? Get up and do it. Don't say no. Don't say I can't do it. The word I can't shouldn't exist in your category. You know what I mean? It should not exist in your category, the word I can't. The word no, should not exist. You should, yes, I'm going to do it. Yes, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go on the radio today. I don't care if I got 105-degree temperature. I don't care if I'm laying in the hospital bed. I'm getting up and going on the radio tonight. I'm getting up. I'm going to the gym to make myself better. I'm getting up and I'm going to that wrestling. I'm going to lace up those boots. I don't care if half my body's numb. I'm going to do it. That's the attitude you need to have. Now, and that over the last year, I've like really improved in Dexter Catholic from with Esther Jade's sending me all these natural remedies and all that. It's really helped a lot. But yeah, when I had the stroke and pneumonia, I had a lot of after effects, if you know what I mean, aftershocks. And yeah, at times I'm like, whoa, I'm like so dizzy, I don't even know where it was, but I kept going. I was like, I'm not. I'd rather die, literally. I would rather die than sit and rot my life away, sitting on the couch like everybody else my age. You know what I mean? That I know. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to go down like that. So you need to be strong, brave, and you know what? Whatever life throws at you, they throw 10 pounds at you. You need to punch them back with 12. You know what I mean? Don't stop. Just move, move, move. You know what I mean? Keep going. And that could be anything you do. You know what I mean? Everything you do, you should do it 100%. Do it in the Lord. You know what I mean? And you work a crappy job. You know what? Do it to the best of your ability. Do it better than anybody else in that build for the glory of the God. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. We all had dead end jobs and everything else. Yeah. And my job is pretty decent now. But I mean, like, you do things to the best of your ability. Doesn't matter how crummy it is, where you live in a rat hole. You know what? Make that rat hole or the best it can be. Don't, there's no excuses. I mean, like, you got to put doubt out of your mind because you're a Christian. You're a person of God. Get rid of that doubt. Get rid of that fear, loneliness, and all that. Just throw it all out the window. And when it hits you, you hit it right back again. And sometimes you wake up and, like I said, man, you're like, oh, man, I didn't want to get up off the bed. So, you know what? Get off that bed. Jump off that bed. And whatever life throws at you, you hit it back 10 times 20. Yeah, harder. You know what I mean? Don't ever give up. Just keep pushing. Because life is so great. You know what I mean? God's given us this gift of life that we should not be sitting on our butts doing nothing about it, And, I got people in my family just ridiculous. People I grew up in the wrestling business with, I'm 50 years old. And I got some friends who are 45, 46, and they are over the hill. They're retired. They're growing big, fat, beer guts, gray hair, over the hill. And then you could tell the haters, too. Because they go, Dad, you're no spring chicken no more, because they hate on you. You know what I mean? They're jealous. And it's like, not to be jealous, but I'm out there busting my butt. You know what I mean? These guys are just sitting, going over the hill. It's like, as the life is over at 45. Now, I'm 50 years old, going on 51 in June, man, and my life's just beginning. I'm still going to go for another 10 years at least, you know what I mean? Until the Lord stops me, you know what I mean? So that's what we need to do as Christians is just gut up. Doesn't matter what's going on you. You got a broken leg, get up. Use a crutch. You know what I mean? You got 100-degree temperature, suck some soup down and get up and do it again. You know what I mean? Like, you need to keep pushing forward because we're God's people. The Lord says he who is in you is greater than all the world. So don't stop. Don't let the enemy win. That day when you say, you know what, I'm too depressed to go out. I'm not, I feel like crap. The world's getting to me, the news and everything's getting to me. This happened and that happened. Don't let it win. Don't let it win. I know it's easier said than done, but do not let it win. Trust me, there's days when if I have a hard time that day, whatever, the next day, you're like, oh. But he's like, you know what, I'm getting up and I'm going to conquer this. And you want to come at me, I'm going to punch you right in the face. You know what I mean? That's the attitude you need to have. You need to grab it by the throat and just, like that in the Lord. That's what the enemy does. Likes to drag you down, give you doubt and fear and all that stuff. Despair and all that stuff. You need to grab it by the throat. It's like, you know what? Doubt this. You know what I mean? Spiritually punch it in the face. Get up for the Lord. Say, I'm a warrior for God. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up that 100-degree temperature. I'm going to get up with this pneumonia, and I'm going to get up and get better. I'm going to get out there and make myself better, And that was the attitude I had, the warrior mentality that got me through this stroke stuff and got me through because it was a spiritual attack that did that. You know what I mean? I knew the enemy did that to try to shut me down, and it really ticked me off. Laying in a hospital bed, man, and I'm like, no, this ain't me. I'm not going out with this. And I'll die first before I do that. You know what I mean? And before I become we call those people, living off a big pharma, taking all the drugs and going to all the doctor's appointments every week and getting checkups every other day. I'm not doing any of that stuff. Not at all. No way in hell. You know what I mean? And that's not me. Most of my family does that crap. You know what I mean? And I'm not. I'm gonna go down with a fight. I'm gonna go down kicking, screaming, scratching, everything. Every part of every fiber of my being, I'm gonna fight. You know what I mean? And that's my attitude of the day. You know what I mean? Of life. You know what I mean? We need to fight for the Lord, and that's what keeps me going. Every week we go and do these shows. I don't like to call them shows that broadcast. You know what I mean? And lessons to teach people the gospel. And so, yeah, sorry for that long rant, guys. I just felt it in me, you know. Let your heart into actions, favorite saying. Look, you're singing the song. Yeah, singing is great too. If you feel depressed, put on some good song that good song in the Lord. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of there's power in the blood. I forgot who sings that country guy. And our God is an awesome God, and our God is so big and strong and so mighty. There's nothing our Lord can't do. There's a bunch of these songs out there that just give you courage and all that. And read the Bible and all the encouraging words. That's good enough right there. Because he says, "If I am with you, who could be against you?" Yeah, that's courage right there. Behold, I'll give you the power to tread over serpents and scorpions, and no harm will come upon you. All these encouraging verses. And if you understand and grasp that, there's nothing that in the world that could stop you. You know what I mean? Because it's the Lord, you know? It's good stuff. So anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta get into the store here. My wife's gonna kill me. Been out since last night, and I went to the gym after work. So, all right, guys. So I'll shut up here. But yeah, if you tune in now for the whole COVID stuff, just go back and watch the video again, so I don't have to repeat myself. But yes, Hulk Hogan is an amazing man. He really is, and I'm so thankful that he came to Jesus Christ. You know, the actual Jesus Christ of the Bible. He is a born again. You know what I mean? And it's great. So, other than that, guys, put your trust in no man, but for only the Heavenly Father. That's it. All right, so guys, let me run in this. Sorry. So, first time in a while I've been streaming on my phone here on YouTube. All right, guys, TruthRadioShow.com tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. Me and Jillian Stone, the Catholic Church, literally desecrating Mary. It's crazy. All right, later, guys, and have a great day. Remember, conquer the day.